Alright everyone, welcome back. So, continuing in our clinched videos, we have the Dallas Stars today. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to make the Dallas video, make the Minnesota video, make the Colorado video, and then what we're going to do is those are all of the main teams that are in like top 3 in the divisions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compile all 4 of the wildcard teams together in one video, not go too in depth with all of them like I have been with these teams. Because just for time conception, because I can't get 4 more videos out by Friday. I don't want to wear myself out, so, and of course, it's the worst time to wear myself out. But anyways, Dallas Stars, 78 games played this season when they clinched 43, 21, and 14 record for 100 points. They have scored 271 goals and have led in 214, and they are 9th in the NHL. They are 20, 10, and 9 at home, and 23, 11, and 5 on the road. So they definitely are a really good team. However, there were those doubts, and 14 overtime losses too is a struggle. You think about that. That is 14 extra points that they currently have. You take away those 14 overtime losses. Let's say they lose all those in regulation, and you have literally 86 points. I don't think you're in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't make the playoffs in that scenario. So definitely that's a big thing. And that as well as that too, they have struggled this season against playoff teams. Non-playoff teams they have no problem with, but against playoff teams they were like 10, 9, and 10, which is wild. So we'll see, if they can improve on that. They're still a solid team, but we'll see if they can improve on playing against the better teams, as the playoffs move along, and we'll see, those guys will get their shots. As it goes for like your leading goal scorers, you have Jason Robertson, who is once again having another very good season. 78 games played, 45 goals, 58 assists for 103 points. Once again, having another really solid offensive season. It seems like he just keeps getting better and better. And as well as that too, he has almost double the points in less games played, which is crazy. That's crazy to think, considering the fact that, he was a second-round draft pick, wasn't thought to be this, and he's turned out to be a really solid player. So I definitely like Jason Robertson overall, and I'm very excited to see what he's going to bring in the next couple of years for Dallas, and hopefully a pretty solid playoff run as well. You got Joe Pavelski, second in scoring there with 78 games played, 26 goals, 49 assists for 75 points. Again, really solid forward. He's still got it all these years later. He recently just hit the 1,000 point plateau, so big congratulations to him. This guy just keeps on scoring consistently as a 7th round draft pick. I would like to take a look at that at some point, rank the best players from each round. Overall, I think would be a very fun video to do, so we'll definitely take a look at that 100%. Next up, then, you have Jamie Benn, 78 games played, 32 goals, 42 assists for 74 points. Once again, a really solid forward. Still playing at a very good level all these years later. You got Rupe Hintz up next. Once again, having another good season as well. 69 games played, 35 goals, 35 assists for 70 points. So nice even, or I guess nice, same numbers there, which is good to see 100%. Those 4 players I'm huge fans of. I've been fans of those players since the 2020 Cup run. You go back far enough in the channel to when we were making that run, and I really enjoyed watching this team play, and I cannot wait to see them run it back yet again, hopefully run it back yet again in this year's playoffs. Then you got Tyler Seguin, 72 games played, 20 goals, 27 assists for 47 points. Obviously there I'm a big fan of Tyler Seguin. He's kind of fell off for the previous couple of years, dealt with many injuries. Still shocked he's back, but hey, 50 points. That's kind of where Tyler Seguin's going to average out now, which I'm not mad about. I still like him overall as a player. Some other forwards that I would like to give shout-outs to. Mason Marchment. I really like that move in the offseason when Dallas made it. And I definitely think that, he's taken a little bit to adjust, but still a solid player. And then as well as that, too, you got Ty Dellandrea, who's looking pretty solid there as well. So I really like those guys overall as solid players that did not make the top 5 in offensive forwards. You look at defenders, you start off with Miro Heiskanen. Heiskanen this season, 75 games played, 11 goals, 58 assists for 69 points. Heiskanen still an elite defender, really solid pick in the draft for Dallas that season. Really good defensive draft in 2017. They made out pretty well. They got Ottinger, they got Robertson, and they got Heiskanen all in the same draft, which is crazy. Absolutely insane. You got Ryan Suter up next as another defenseman. 78 games played, 3 goals, 21 assists for 24 points. I had my doubts when this guy was, signed by the Dallas Stars, but I've liked him overall as a pretty solid asset, defensive defender, kind of. Has not been too bad since leaving Minnesota. Then he got Esa Lindell, getting into some of the defenders that don't get enough recognition. 78 games played, 7 goals, 16 assists for 23 points. Again, a really solid defenseman here. And then last but not least, you have Colin Miller with 75 games played, 6 goals, 14 assists for 20 points. So yeah, that's your offense and your defense. You take a look at some of your rookies and your deadline acquisitions as well. There's been some pleasant surprises as it goes for rookies. Wyatt Johnston being one of them. I knew Johnston would be a really solid forward when he panned out, but I didn't think it would be this good this early. Johnston, 78 games played, 21 goals, 16 assists for 37 points. He won't win the Calder, but he definitely does deserve the recognition. He definitely deserves to get a shout out at least. I doubt he'll be a finalist with some of the guys that are in the race for it this year, but yeah, he definitely does deserve the recognition and the shout out 100%. Then you got Nils Lundqvist, who was traded earlier in the season when I made that video. Lundqvist this season, 60 games played, 6 goals, 10 assists, 16 points. Hasn't been bad on that blue line for Dallas. I do like him as a right pairing defenseman. And I do think that, as the years go on, he could become a really suitable top 4 defenseman 100%. So, yeah, I do like Lundqvist a lot, and I hope he pans out. Then you got the deadline acquisitions. You got Max Domi, who's been underwhelming in Dallas, to be honest with you. 16 games played, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. He's been better with Chicago, but I feel like after this year, he probably will go back to Chicago. It wouldn't surprise me, but yeah, I like Max Domi. I hope he does pick it up in the playoffs. He looked all right last year in last year's playoffs when he played for Carolina against Boston, so I'm hoping he can carry that over. I'm really hoping he can, and we'll see if he's going to be able to. Evgeny Dadonov then up next. 19 games played, 3 goals, 10 assists, 13 points. Was brought in to be a secondary scorer. He's been more of a secondary passer than anything, but I still like Evgeny Dadonov overall as a solid deadline forward, and hopefully he can keep this going into the playoffs because I've always liked Dadonov. Always liked him. Always will. But yeah, you look at their goaltending, and their goaltending is really solid. You got Jake Ottinger with 59 games played, 34, 11, and 11 with a 2.45 goals against average and a .918 save percentage. He almost got Dallas the upset last year against Calgary in the first round, but he just couldn't pull it off. So I really do hope that this coming season and this coming playoffs, Ottinger can really help the Dallas Stars go far. And then he got Scott Wedgwood, who provides some experience. Wedgwood this season, 19 games played, 8, and 3, a 2.81 goals against average, and a .915 save percentage. So yeah, also Scott Wedgwood, another one of my favorite defenders when it comes to looking at the Stars, or favorite goalies, not stars or defenders. Yeah, brain fart. It's been a long day. Anyways, you got no injuries, fortunately, for the Stars team. As it goes for your playoff opponent, as of now, they are second in the division. They do have, I believe they do have a game in hand on Colorado for getting first place. So there is that possibility that they could be playing Seattle or Winnipeg. But really, realistically, they're likely going to end up playing the Minnesota Wild, which will be a very fun series. I cannot wait to watch that and look forward to it. And definitely, Dallas is going to have to improve against these playoff teams. As obviously they head into playing against these playoff teams. So yeah, I was very high on Dallas at the beginning of the year, but I still do believe they do have some things to prove. But anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on how far Dallas will go in this year's playoffs. Thank you all very much for watching. For all of your supporters later, I really do appreciate it. The next one will be the Minnesota Wild, and then after that, the Colorado Avalanche. So yeah, we still got a lot of previews left to go. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.